Hello Canadian teen book lovers. Welcome to week 10 of my marathon of books. This past week I finished up in New Brunswick and I made a quick trip back to Prince Edward Island, and then I started my reading in Quebec. So it was a very exciting week. Some of the books I read this week were Eyes of a Stalker by Valerie Sherard, and I don't know how well you can see it from this far away, but creepy cover. It has these eyes coming out of the sky, and it really creeped me out. But the book itself was very well done. It was about Shelby, who Sherard has a series of books about her, and she's kind of a detective, but in this book she's being stalked, and the stalker, his actions are terrifying. He threatens harm to her family and her boyfriend, and she has to learn to live with the fear and uncertainty that comes with this day-to-day struggle of not knowing what he's going to do next. So in that sense, it's not really a mystery that she solves herself, but it's more about the psychological game that she has to go through when this happens. It's a definite page turner. I loved it. I guess I should do. This is also a New Brunswick book. My mom recommended that I read David Adams Richards because he's a classic New Brunswick author, and after reading him, I have to say I agree. I was very glad I put Nights Below Station Street on my list because it's such a portrait of real Canadian life, and it's about this community of people. It has a larger cast of characters, but mainly it revolves around this one family, Joe, who's an alcoholic father, and Adele, who's a teen who's kind of misguided and has a boyfriend and runs into her own challenges, and then Rita, the mother, who is not always faithful but still loves her family. And it wasn't really plot driven, I would say, but the characters were so gritty and real that it was still an interesting read. Moving on to Quebec, Miracleville by Monique Pollock. I loved it. I've read this book before, and I loved it so much that I bought my own copy. But it's about Anna and her sister Colette, and how they live in Montreal. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. They live in the town of St. Anne. Oh dear, I'm going to say this wrong. Okay. They live in small town Quebec, and the town that they lived in revolves around this saint who is the mother of Mary, and people come from far and wide because they want to petition Anne for miracles. And during the book, their mother ends up in an accident that paralyzes her, and so the sisters are kind of looking for their own miracle after that happens. And it's a very well written book about one girl's journey through introspection and how she comes to deal with the circumstances that she finds herself in. Last but not least, also from Quebec, we have Wild Geese, and this is the sequel to Greener Grass, which won the Governor General's Award. And I haven't read Greener Grass, but after reading this, I want to read everything Carolyn Pignot has ever written, because it was just beautiful. I love the main character of Kit, she's very determined, and she has to dress as a boy to get across the sea to escape the police in Ireland after she tries to poison a man. And then when she gets here, it's all about how she's trying to put her family back together after the death of her father. It's a very powerful story, and Kit is simply an irrepressible character. She is just full of spunk, and she just keeps going no matter what difficulty is in her way. And I love the ending. So it's also an excellent read. I have so many Quebec books on my list. It's wonderful. I think I'm up to about over 30 by now. So I'll be reading in Quebec for the next 4 to 5 weeks. Maybe longer if I can find more books. And my stats for this week are, at 10 weeks I've read 70 books and 15,564 pages, which means for kilometers traveled, it's 1,556.4. And total hours of reading are 190 hours and 17 minutes. So, bit by bit, I'm making my way across the country, and I'm very excited. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.